All right, trading the AM session before FOMC. It was a little hectic. Right, I had 3 trades total, and this account only had 2, and I actually got blessed and did not take a loss, which I'll go over soon. So let's go over the first trade I took. All right, so coming into the charts, I am leaning pretty bearish just because of yesterday's close with this SMT, a reversal candle. It's also a PSP, technically a 2-stage PSP, as YM is a bullish close while taking out Monday's high, while on NQ it's a bearish close while leaving that failure swing. So when I come to the session, I kind of see something like this, or maybe even like this, where it closes. We're kind of just respecting the previous day's EQ when heading lower, and you can see YM is already below previous day's low. That's kind of where it got me, because it's got a little bit conflicting confluences. So first of all, the high of day here is 2 o'clock on NQ, where on YM it's like Asia. So SMT between these, so it's like all the way down here. Pretty spaced out SMT, and then we have this SMT with the previous day low, which is right here. Right. And so when I come to the charts, it's basically advanced premium discount. So I see like the previous day low on NQ is all the way down here. So we're not even at EQ. We have super spaced out SMT, and we're also within a 4-hour gap on NQ at least that we're somewhat respecting. All right, we've not closed through it yet. Got pretty close, but right now the buys are respecting it. On ES, obviously we inversed it. YM, we went there, so kind of got faked out. And then going down to the 30-minute, we have a strength switch PSP where, all right, NQ is making the SMT. It's the stronger asset, but it's closing bearish, while YM is the one taking the low, but it's closing bullish. So I'm basically looking for longs right at 9 o'clock, which is before the open. And I basically get in, I'll wait for it to close over this on NQ, because on YM, like the only way to get in is basically just market entering here and like having your stop down here, which, I mean, it wouldn't have been that bad, but I'm just used to like having something like close to the order block, or at least a fair value gap, but it just ends up burning. All right, we close over pretty aggressively. I just had a limit on the order block right here and get triggered in. Oh, so yeah, I guess on the I forgot I used this order block here, so my fill is not that good, and that is because I originally wanted the 5-minute, just because NQ is the weakest one, but I was like, we might get left because YM's just flying, so I just used this, which on the 3-minute, I just used it for the closure really, and yeah, we got it in here. Right, and yeah, I basically let it run for a little bit. Right, but because I took NQ, which is technically the worst asset just because of the strength switch PSP, like you can kind of anticipate YM to probably deliver up here first. So I took NQ, which is the worst one, but I'm like, I'd rather take ES. So I think I had a limit on like, let's see where it is. I think I moved it to this gap over here. All right, so limit order. And then when we got triggered in, I just set my TP on NQ to like basically the break-even point. Cause I was expecting it to come up. Otherwise, if they both just like drop from here, I'd lose like 2, which would be really bad. So I probably should have just market exited, but I waited, and obviously a little bit later, right here, we ended up getting exited out. All right, so then I'm in ES with the same idea really. Right here's ES. We have the same advanced premium discount. We're actually below EQ a little bit. We did inverse the gap, which is not ideal. And then yeah, Trencher's PSP, same thing, but I think it's more likely to hit here if YM runs higher and maybe NQ's decoupled. So I decided to give it a chance. You can see in my notes. All right, I should technically be trading YM, but it took off before the candle even closed. So if it hits on a high or higher day, I'll just exit and maybe should compromise with ES over NQ. But yeah, so I got out of NQ to take ES. And there was something sus. At the time, you can see it in the picture. Like the 90-minute and 1 hour had no wick, and I forgot to show it here, but YM actually left equal lows with the current week low. So this is Monday's low, just low of the week, and we left equal lows, but I guess I kind of got caught up by the strength shorts PSP and the fact that the market's been like leaving lows, like in equal highs, equal lows for like pretty much the whole year. And this advanced premium discount, at least like that, and make a new high a day early, at least, and then maybe we could continue lower for the FOMC. But you can see I'll be wrong pretty quickly. You can see minus 1 hour. Yeah, and profit for a little bit, and then we just like had a somewhat random ass spike out of nowhere. And it ends up taking me out, which technically I should be done because I really only want to take one shot for FOMC, like for AM session, and then trade the actual event. But I mean, one of my Discord friends like sent me what happened, which I don't think I journaled it yet. All right, no. So, all right, obviously we have these equal lows. We do have SMT at the high of the day, which is not that good, but we do have it. But what happened was a strength switch. So as you can see on NQ, we have this 30-minute gap, right, that we don't trade into, but you can see the time, it's 8 o'clock. And on YM, this is the higher here, 8 o'clock high, that we do trade into. So technically we have an SMT fill, and it's a strength switch for NQ to go lower. And I wasn't sure if we wanted to take previous day low or just head lower, but we did also have these equal lows with Asia low on every single contract, maybe not the micros, but it was literally just equal lows. So probably going down there. And then I didn't see it till after the fact, but YM did have this weekly fair value gap that it was relatively close to. So that's a strong draw, as well as being obviously a daily low, right? That's a pretty significant relevant swing in this daily gap too, so it's like extra liquidity, and I mean, we're relatively close. I just didn't think we'd get here before FOMC, so pretty crazy move. But yeah, like I said, we have that 30-minute strength switch. I don't really know if there's anything else after that. Yeah, no, like two-stage, just a strength switch pretty much, which I mean, SMT fill is just enough anyways, so that's what I got in on. Really bad fill though. So yeah, my friend pointed it out, and obviously this market entered in with the right risk, and I was considering, probably see me, I kind of put my targets all the way at like 5R, but since like it's FOMC, it's also like following my new rule of not holding for like big ranges. I just decided to do like 2R for my target. And even though like it's a positional entry, NQ is, I mean, I didn't know at the time, but it was basically the worst asset because like it's just catching up, but YM is still the leading bearish one. Yeah, see, it's like all the way 5R down here. I decided to move it up. All right, so this is a really massive range. So like there's nothing really in here besides the gap. So I'm just gonna take it for 2R, which is what I did. And we'll skip to the open pretty much because right now it's kind of just consolidating around my entry, a little bit of drawdown. But yeah, I kind of hopped in. This is obviously the ideal entry, up with the CSD. Oh, and here's the open right here. So I don't do anything at first. To check YM is like all the way up here. So we had a really big spike, which I was kind of surprised by, but it's what it is. We take the equal lows. Now I'm kind of just hoping and praying that we keep on dropping. Right, we do drop a decent amount. So I move my stop, just basically break even. Then I'm just waiting for this to hit, which it does pull back to make like a 1 minute CSD or like a propulsion block. We do eventually end up coming lower to hit my full TP of 2R. And I think the most it ran was like 2.3, so it was actually a good TP because right now, yeah, you can see we just have this big reversal afterwards. And obviously here is the execution, so right, so here's the executions. I got in that first long, on the 3-minute up here at 241. Then I got out with like a tick in profit, then sold here on ES. Obviously, I got in here, took the full loss down here. So, but what happened was I actually got blessed on my follower account. So this ES trade, it did not enter me in because I was in with 13 contracts. And so I actually set the multiplier to 1.5 for this one just because like it's to get a payout sooner pretty much. So 13 times 1.5 is like 19, which is like 19.5. And I still have a micro scaling rule where I can only use 2 contracts. So since this is like, it's kind of doesn't make sense, but it should have entered me in, not gonna lie, but it didn't because it should be able to enter 2, but it just didn't. So I didn't take that loss, which is why you can see I only had 2 trades on this one. And I checked this thing, which I'm not gonna lie, I still don't really get it because my starting max contract should be 2, so I should have been able to use 20 micros. But obviously now that I'm above that, because before, right, take away this profit, I was at 51K, so only 1K profit. So I'm not to this equity trigger yet. So I don't have 3 minis available, only 2 minis. So I should have been able to take 20, but I didn't, which I just got lucky today from that. But yeah, now this account is right 200 away from buffer. And if I still risk heavy on it with like 450 per trade, if I hit like a 2R tomorrow for 900, then I'll have like a $700 payout, obviously before profit split. But yeah, it could be as soon as tomorrow for a payout. And this one is 1 trade away from buffer. This is the new account in profit, so I can't complain. Yeah, here is the journal again. Resynced it so we have yesterday's and Monday's trading. So win rate's 35%, not that good. Profit factor is good. Like they're profitable overall, but obviously recently, like pretty much just from last week, is when it's gotten really good. Yeah, then this week we had, what the hell? I should say my PnL. I wish it showed better, but obviously I'm up like 553, so almost 2 hours for the week, just from these 2 days. Yesterday, today's not showing yet, but yesterday was basically break even, $40 day. Monday was like $500, and since last week I've had a 50% win rate, profit factor over 2, which is pretty good, I think. Obviously I'm up good. Nice risk reward and everything, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Right now it looks like since YM hit that previous week low in that gap, it might, we have another advanced premium discount now, and NQ might go up higher. Especially, you usually have to wait for like the new 90-minute candle though. Because you can technically get it at like 10:10, so like around here. And you have your stop here, I guess, but there's still a chance to get swept out because it's at EQ. But yeah, I mean, it's FOMC today, so it is what it is. And also, I don't know if I said it, but the reason I just took off at 2 hours is because it's FOMC, and I think there was a day where I took like a partial and then got break even. It was like a really long time ago though, but the full trade was like for 3R, but went like 2R and then it got me break even. And I was like, all right, from now on, when I'm trading AM session before FOMC, I'm just gonna take everything off at 2R because you never know what's gonna happen. Like, whatever move you think might happen, you might be right, but it might not actually happen until the news event. So that's why I just got out there. Yeah, that's my day. All the other accounts are only up, not even 1R. This one's up basically 2R, so I'm gonna say it's a 2R day and put 2R on the thumbnail just because. But yeah, this one's pretty close to the payout. Honestly, I could lower risk, but I'll probably still keep it high just because I have been trading really good, right? I've had a bunch of green days in a row. My win rate's been a lot higher lately, and yeah, I'm following all my rules, so I don't see a reason to cap my potential, especially because these are still going to be pretty close. Like if this loses, the next trade is going to be in the same position as this account. So yeah, it's looking good though. Hopefully we can get some payouts soon. First one's on the channel, and we can get back to being consistent and hopefully just like rinsing these accounts for daily payouts. Ideally, I'd want to have like a 150K account if they do put me live though, assuming I can keep them for that long. But yeah, anyways, it's enough talking. Good luck trading FOMC, assuming that you are going to. If you just sat today out, then good job. And tomorrow we have 8:30 GDP news. So I'll be looking to trade that if we get some nice framework. But otherwise, talk to you guys tomorrow.